Those of you who know me know that I'm sometimes doing my presentations a little bit different. Those of you who don't know me, just stay with me. There will be a happy end. My name is Christoph Lymbersky. I'm a PhD student here in Lille. And I'm actually quite lucky because I get to present something to you that hasn't been presented at a conference in probably a couple hundred years. I get to present to you a magic book, a grimoire, a book that magicians used a couple hundred years ago. It's a part of my PhD thesis. And now you probably think, what did this guy have for breakfast? Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think about when you hear turnaround management? A lot of people think about a lot of money. Other people think about losing a lot of money, a lot of stress. Let me tell you what I think about when I hear turnaround management. I actually think about golf. Okay, now you think I'm gonna get some of that stuff you had for breakfast. It's not because turnaround managers are just lazy and have time to spend all day on the green. It's not the case. But I'm gonna draw you something. If I play golf, when I play golf, and I hit the ball flies about like this. Now this reminds me a bit of a company life cycle. We start out at zero. The entrepreneur founds a company. The company grows. Somewhere here we maybe have an IPO. A little bit later we kick out the founder because we think he's not the right person anymore to manage the company. Or he gets moved to the board. Sometime later on, eventually the company will hit a crisis. Now, if nothing major happens, company goes down, hits rock bottom. At this time, the lawyers and financial experts come in. They hit the company, the ball. They hit the ball a couple more times until it's finally in the hole and completely gone. That is current turnaround management, crisis management. Now, lawyers and financial experts will disagree with me. That's fine. The numbers tell us otherwise. I'll show you later. Now, a turnaround manager is quite a magician because he can do what other people cannot do. He makes the ball fly again, hopefully before it hits rock bottom. And my PhD thesis, or part of my PhD thesis, is a book for this magician, a magic book that he can use. So now you maybe see the world through my fairy tale, childish eyes. And we can start with my actual presentation. For that, let me tell you a bit about myself. I was born in Germany in '81. I've lived in Germany, France, the US, and Australia for longer than a year. I got a bachelor degree in Germany, Hamburg, a Master of Accounting and an MBA from Bond University in Australia, and I'm currently a PhD candidate here in Lille. To my professional background, I founded 3 companies, an IT consulting company, an internet service provider, and a publishing house. I've worked for IBM and Styria Moment Consulting. Besides that, I've written a university textbook in international market entry strategies. I've been the editor of 2 finance books, and I'm currently also a lecturer at the FOM University in Hamburg, Germany for investment controlling and turnaround management. Pardon? If I play golf? Actually, I need to admit, I've played maybe golf twice, so if you don't really agree with my drawing, that's fine. I put it all together. I've acquired some knowledge in IT management, entrepreneurship, change management, project management, process improvements, and finance. I've color-coded these areas because they will come up again later on throughout my slide. So, let us now take a look at why companies fail. I've ranked these reasons. Number one is usually inadequate financial control, poor management, high cost structure, changes in market demand, competition, reduced prices, strikes, big projects, and so on. Again, I have color-coded these areas that they fall into. The main troubled areas of distress are management, change management, project management, processes, and finance. Current reorganization practice looks a bit like this. The average case takes about 26 months to confirm just the reorganization plan. For me, that is quite long. The company needs to be quite big and have substantial financial resources to actually survive just this time. Also, only one out of 8 cases actually survives the turnaround or the reorganization. Most turnarounds are focused on specific areas, such as finance, usually, most of the time. Another reason that I found for failures is that usually, or often, symptoms are treated rather than the causes for the decline. And as I have mentioned before, the turnaround is often done by legal or financial experts, which I see sometimes, or see as a cause for the turnaround failure as well. To that, I'm always thinking, if a patient comes to a hospital with 2 broken legs, who would call an architect to help the poor guy? Well, I certainly hope it's not the case when I have that, but in business, in turnaround, in crisis management, that's the case. We call legal experts or financial experts to help the company with 2 broken legs to get up again. Which brings me to the International Turnaround Management Standard, a model that I've been developing over the last 1.5 years. And I believe that a structured approach to turnarounds that includes financial aspects, strategic reorganization, turnaround strategies, best practices, project management, change management, HR aspects, and furthermore, can lead to a more effective and sustainable turnaround in comparison to current practice, which is, as I said, mostly focused on financial or legal aspects. So, the Turnaround Management Standard is a set of proven techniques and methods that are derived from project management, change management, process improvements, financial re-engineering, communication procedures, strategy, marketing, turnaround management strategies, and over 150 turnaround case studies. Again, we have those little colors there again. They're there for a reason. By the way, I have tried to acquire over the last couple of years certifications on knowledge or experience in each one of those areas to be able to come up with this model. Now, this is a bit hard to see. I hope I can explain it with a mouse. There we go. Yes. It's a broad overview of the Turnaround Management Standard. Some of you might maybe recognize some familiar elements in it just by the picture. Just going to go quickly through it. Now the mouse is gone again. Here we go. We have a diagnostic review stage, a planning stage, a crisis stabilization stage, We have an emergency procedures phase or stage as well, which is there to implement very crucial, very time-critical strategies. And we have the actual turnaround stage, which consists of financial re-engineering, strategic re-engineering, process improvements, and change management. Also, of course, there is a process for communication and managing the turnaround, as well as, of course, formal closure of the whole process. Now, okay, this is a bit more confusing, but it's an overview that is just supposed to show you the relationship between the different activities, between the different sub-processes in the standard. And here again, each activity, each sub-process will tell you what the activity is for, who needs to be involved in the activity, what needs to be done, what will or can follow out of the activity, and what are proven strategies and techniques out of the current situation. Also usually underlined with examples from other cases. Altogether, the ITMS, the International Turnaround Management Standard, helps to evaluate the current situation. It shows ways out of the crisis. It is a way to reach a more sustainable recovery, and it helps to keep an overview and track of the whole turnaround process. Some advantages are that the board is more involved, but still stays at a necessary distance to let the turnaround management team do its job and focus on what is important to them. It creates clear responsibilities, and important aspects won't be forgotten if the ITMS is employed. So the ITMS shows what needs to be done at what time. It provides a checklist derived from other cases, and it takes care that nothing will be forgotten or overseen and pitfalls can be avoided. A turnaround management team gets guided through the whole process, which is particularly important if the turnaround management team is not from this area. For example, a current management team wants to employ the standard. Also, the flow of crucial information gets managed, which is important to keep shareholders and the support of banks alive. The ITMS also tells me what information needs to be distributed to who, when, and why. So let us now take a quick look into the future. I'm about 80% done with the whole structure of the processes and sub-processes. I will complete the structure over the next year with insights from turnaround professionals. I will conduct interviews. I will also probably do an internship and approach banks, private equity companies to get their insights into the standard. So, Rodney told me the time is almost up, so I will wrap it up. To develop and further promote the standard, I have founded Turnaround Management Society. So if you're interested, if you think you can contribute something, or if you just want to follow my work, you're very welcome to sign up. It takes about 30 seconds, and I will keep you informed. Thank you very much.